We are recording. We call the meeting to order. I'm going to read off our attendance as far as who we have. I believe Stacy, that's you on the
Yes.
0534 number. Joe DeLucia and Peter Gauthier. All those three are on. We are missing our Board of Ed members tonight because of a conflict. They did reschedule the Board of Ed meeting for tonight, so we're missing those three members. We also here in the room have Greg Pelosi, Sheila Hayes, Peter Procto, Bill Hull, and myself. I see Matt Brown here also from Norwich Public Schools, and I'm not anticipating Susan being here because of the Board of Ed meeting. So you good with that? Is that good? We have some discussions about this. So good. So with that said, we'll show on the road here. So we do have one set of minutes approved from October 21st. I think they were updated based on some from Dan and sent back out. Are there any other additions, corrections, or deletions to those draft minutes? Hearing none, could I get a motion to approve those?
So moved.
By Stacy. I mean Stacy, I'm all right. By Sheila. It's a mess. By Sheila Hayes. Could I get a second? So moved. By Bill Hull.
I'll second it.
All right, now I'm gonna give it to Stacy since I said her name before. So.
Been denied.
Thank you, Stacy. So anyway, we'll try again next
Yes,
time.
this one's calling in from the Massachusetts Turnpike.
Yeah. Well, make sure you're driving okay.
Send it to.
Send it to. Thank you, though. Any other discussion on minutes? Here and none. All stuff will be by roll call. So Peter, go out there on the minutes. Yes. Joe?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Sheila?
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Myself, yes. So I guess we're missing 4 members right now. So we got 7. Yeah. 2 or 8.
3, 4, 5, 6.
8.
So you're missing Cindy.
8.
Yeah,
And
right.
Cindy, just
3.
3, okay. Cindy, Christine, and Mark. Okay, that's it. Okay. I thought you were 3. Okay. I was thinking it was 3 from the Board of Ed. All right, good enough. Is there any public comment?
Board Division.
I do not see anybody here for public comment. Last call. Hearing none, we'll move on. Reports, DSG.
Did everyone get a copy of the packet?
Yes. Yes.
Did a more condensed version just so that there's not as many pages in the packet. Condensed all 3 phases onto the first slide. So, we'll just be giving you the main updates for each of the projects. For the Greenville project, we have scheduled discussions with Downs about the project schedule and the full project team. We attended meetings for FF&E for the purchase and, some coordination with NPS. A few meetings on the FF&E. State payment requests are in for Stanton. That would be number 12. 11 for Greenville. There was an issue with the state reimbursement website, and we'll get that one fixed. It was something on their end where the city received the money for 11, but when we submitted 12, the system wasn't reflecting the city had been paid, so we're working through that. Quick budget updates for Stanton and Greenville. Paid to date for Stanton, $12,424,627.82. Current amount paid on Greenville, $10,760,676.23. The phase 2 projects, Uncas and Moriarty. ONG has solicited bids for the electrical pre-purchase equipment. That RFP is currently, or that bid is currently on the street for subcontractor pricing. PCR meeting for the phase 2 work, which is building construction, site playground is scheduled for December 4th. We have both the meetings for Uncas and Moriarty the same day with the state. Construction estimate reconciliation for the first two projects for the CD phase will be on November 25th. We'll start the reconciliation effort between DRA's cost estimator, ONG, and CFG ourselves. The next bullet, special building committee needed for PCR approvals. That's the approvals of the final plan specifications and cost estimate for phase two, which is the building construction portion. I had targeted 12-2 or 12-3. I've been informed 12-2 doesn't work. The PCR meeting is 12-3, or 12-4, so I'm hoping that maybe we could do the special meetings one after another via Zoom with the Board of Ed and Building Committee on 12-3 if we were able to stagger them, or I don't know if there's a way that we can do a joint meeting between the Board of Education and the School Building Committee, and then we can knock it out with one presentation. I don't know if that's a possibility.
Well, you would have to basically post the two meetings
Yeah,
and run them side by side. I mean, you could do that, I guess, but,
or just do them one.
and then
after
hold
the
two
other.
separate,
Yeah,
and then keep two sets of minutes.
but you know,
Yeah.
the original approach was to try and get the plan specification and cost estimate approved at tonight's meeting here and tonight's meeting at the Board of Ed, but based on where the estimate was, we wouldn't have had an estimate that was finalized enough to be able to bring it for approval. So that's why we're pushing this to the second. You know, I guess the other option could be
When will it be ready? When's the earliest it'll be ready?
28th, I believe. So looking at you, Dan.
PCR date,
No, when's the estimate gonna be ready?
Monday, so we're.
Is that the
24th?
Okay,
When did we reconcile? When's our last-
Well, we could just could we do a special as a Zoom meeting, obviously?
yeah, I mean, Wednesday of next week or after, we could, any day after that, we could, after the reconciliation's completed, we should be able to get this in. I'll talk to you after, Mark. I'm gonna ultimately have to reach out to Mark Kulos as well, so.
Well, one is also an option.
There were three phone ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe 12-1 works for both.
In reality, Mike, we can do anything from that Tuesday evening.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday evening, if we finish reconciliation on Tuesday day. You can do Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do Monday if I have to as
The
well.
committees will get everything
Yeah.
that,
Yeah,
it'll just show up and you'll have to take it all in.
yeah.
Excuse me?
Good, Joe?
12-2 is the swearing in ceremony for the Board of Ed and the City Council and the mayor.
Right. We know. Yeah, we're not scheduling anything for that.
December 1st to December 30th.
Yeah, it doesn't, I'll, if this committee wants to make a decision that we do the special on the 1st, then I'll try and either get the Board of Ed after it on the 1st or get it on the 3rd with Mark Kulos. If,
We would have been scheduled for a meeting, so we're
Yeah.
clear. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
It's what other people.
We
it's up-
canceled-
it's up-
we
it's
canceled
up
the
to-
meeting
It's
for
up to
Monday.
you guys what day you want, if you want
I
it.
mean, we can do
The
a
first.
Zoom on the 1st,
Yeah, is it, the people available.
yeah. Availability?
Yeah.
The 1st?
The first,
Okay. Joe, the 1st?
I mean, yeah, we were gonna have a council meeting anyway, so it's open now.
And we can do a Zoom, I'm figuring a special
Yeah.
meeting.
Sure.
Sorry,
Yep.
offline, and we'll figure the details ironed out. But it'll be a brief agenda.
Yep. So that gets us through the special building committee meetings. We are in need of approvals tonight for the structural peer reviewer, independent code reviewer, and ADA code reviewer. When we get to the items impacting project costs, those are within those memos. Just another note for Uncas and Moriarty. DEP stormwater permits were applied paid for last week, so that effort is in motion. And then a quick budget update. On the Uncas project, we expended $2,374,572.22 or 20 cents. On Moriarty, $2,367,153.15. Moving into the phase 3 projects. The demographic update, that's another item that'll be in the packet tonight for approval, was completed by MP Planning Group in accordance with how the state wanted it. They wanted breakout values for the 2 middle schools in the enrollment report that was provided to them. There was a city council meeting last night that approved the October 6th city council meeting minutes where the resolution went in that changed the resolution for the teachers middle school. I received certified copies of those meeting minutes today from Roseanne, and those meeting minutes were sent to the state to complete the grant application package for teachers. With regards to central office, we issued another email to the state explaining our position on what's going on with central office. We're awaiting feedback from them as to what they think of our approach. And, you know, once we get an answer back from them, depending on what the answer is, it'll either be that we're moving forward with the project or we may need to get, you know, special legislation in order to move the project forward.
Just question, so special legislation for what?
To try and get the project to move forward. So
They
basically,
dealt that issue,
if
they dealt that part, they don't want.
grant applications are due to the state on June 1st or June 31st every year.
Yep.
We submitted the
June 30th is only
June,
30 days.
well, okay, June 30th. The grant application was submitted in accordance with those regulations on June 30th. Basically, we received feedback from the state that adult education program is not reimbursable within
Oh, yeah.
the Office of
About
School.
reimbursement.
school can, well, grant, which enables the project to go, but
Okay.
we're told that adult education isn't reimbursable, so what the state said to us is you need to take it out of the project. The state in their response to us said that there's other language in their response back to us that was unclear, right? If you put a special education program into a building and it's not reimbursable, it's not part of the program, which isn't. There's an interpretation of the statute that would
Okay,
disagree with that. So once we get through that exercise with the state, we'll be able to provide more feedback.
do you have an anticipation date as to when that may happen? We're getting ready to hit December.
I hope it's soon, but ultimately I'm at the mercy of the state in responding to it.
Yeah, yes.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to caution about waiting too long to let our state delegation.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't
prepare.
have something by probably the first, second week of December back from them, then we'll probably have to make other arrangements at that point.
You're gonna be pushing the envelope there, because this, if we're talking special legislation.
That's why I'm saying, the
Children.
earlier the better, even that,
Yeah.
comes up, the earlier the better.
I mean, the other discussion that may be worth bringing up with regards to that as well is that, you know, other than escalation, central office doesn't have to start in the same cycle as teachers, right? Now, for economy of scale and everything that we've been doing thus far, it would make sense to do it in the same cycle as teachers, but there's technically no requirement that Huntington gets done within the same cycle as teachers.
Right, I understand that. I'm just saying. Based on conversations with Senator Austin.
Yeah.
And State Representative Wilson and State Representative Ryan. Okay, they like to be notified earlier, even if you're waiting. They prefer to know what's going on. Than waiting until. Even if you don't need them to take an action
Yeah.
until you get back.
Yeah, I mean,
Thing that you notify them where things are at.
Yeah,
So they can say, because obviously they have conversations with inside the DAS and everybody else.
yeah, if the building committee would like for me to draft an email and explain our position to Kathy and where it is, we can do that. I'm looking at I was trying to follow normal channels and then only use the.
Yeah.
Legislative option as the final resort.
Right, and for me, it wasn't making a motion to draft something, it was
Yeah.
just FYI. Senator Austin, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
We, you know,
We can definitely.
What is
We can
the,
definitely give her, I can definitely give her a call and give her a heads up that
Mark.
this is happening.
yeah,
And-
what is the deadline for Kathy?
that's,
Well, the legislation typically has they're in the process of figuring out what the legislative priorities are right this minute, so.
Okay.
right, it should still. Let her come back and tell us.
Is this the short session or the?
This
the
short
bi-
session, February, it's a short session,
Yeah.
and I know they'll be sitting down.
Yeah.
Soon,
Yep,
okay.
we've provided all the information to the state, we just need clarity on some of the questions that we
Right,
had.
so the chairman can have that conversation, I'm not trying to put you in it, I'm just here
Yeah.
to say that.
No, and any information you guys need to support that effort, I'm more than willing to give.
No, I'll give Kathy. I talked to her earlier today, but not about this.
So with regards to teachers, the request for proposals was issued for CM services for both teachers and Huntington. We'll be doing a pre-bid conference on November 25th. The responses to the proposals are due on the 5th of December. And the final note for this project is that an approval is needed for the demographic update that was needed for the teachers middle school to support closing out the deficiencies within the grant application, which was completed and the work's been done and
Right,
we had to authorize it in order to keep it moving. But that's the end of, within the next pages, you got the master budget for the program. There haven't been any changes. The next time this will get updated, it'll be at the end of the reconciliation with O&G for phase 2. And then the final page is just the current project schedule for all the projects.
Okay. Any questions for Mike at this point?
Do you have a copy of the things you're asking for approval on tonight?
Yes,
I have it.
yes. Right, you want to?
Yeah, 'cause I don't want-
Yeah,
You-
I can also email it to you. I thought I
Always-
did.
Did you
No.
get the?
Yeah.
I know. You got all the input.
Everything except
The
for,
condensed version.
Okay.
yeah, I got them from everyone else.
I didn't like that Bill had me at like 35 minutes last week.
Well. It's a couple short today. Yeah.
He's tough, but fair.
Yes.
I would rather be, more complete if we can. I think get this thing off. It's not what I wanted. All right, someday I'll get this right. DRA.
Relying on you having the slideshow, because they didn't kill any trees.
Yeah, that's okay. Hang on, I just gotta bring it up. Actually downloaded the stuff this time. Just gotta share it. Someday I'll remember to bring a mouse. Not today though. All right. You know. Put it up on the others. You make this right.
Yes, I did.
I don't wanna leave you caught out here.
Waiting.
Okay. Okay.
There we go.
Thank you.
Oh, great advice.
So you would have been better off if you come in. Swear.
We're over here. Well, you'll see it. Not here, this ain't gonna help you.
Okay, our stuff is going to more and more mirrors what Mike's reporting and what Downs and ONG will be reporting. Greenville and Stanton, I know that Frank's group will be updating us in a second. It is moving along quite well. We have some real progress on Greenville, which they'll be talking about as we go and moving through RFIs and ASIs and proposal requests, which we're going to drop from our report because it really comes from those guys as it moves along. And it's just the weekly AOC meetings that we're going to and things consistently moving along. Next slide. We have I put in some neat pictures, which Downs will talk about as well, but on the left, it was the rough excavation, and the middle picture is the infill, and then the gravel material, and then over on the right, and when you see the report from Frank's team, you'll see much better pictures. But this is actually at Greenville starting to show some real progress. So if you haven't been out on the site, it's starting to look like we are done or getting to the end of blowing things up and back into putting things back together, which is kind of cool. Next one is
Still like blowing things up.
I know blowing things up is really fun. I never thought I'd get to be involved in so much demolition, but we are moving furniture and fixtures. As Mike said, we're looking for an early January OGA approval, OGA review. So in December, our part of the December meeting, we'll be looking, work with Mike to get a meeting set up to review furniture with you, with this committee. The school committee is pretty much up to speed on the furniture selection. There were samples sent down. And we will, I'll work with Mike to see if we do, here's all the furniture we're suggesting that you buy and approve the OGA documents. That will take one meeting out of the sequence for us, if we're all comfortable with that. About 85% of that furniture, if not more, is going to come off a state contract. And the state has just expanded and joined the consortium that buys throughout New England. So we are getting slightly better pricing, but we're getting a wider selection. But we're retaining the vendors that we've been using for decades. So we know the people who are going to be delivering it. We're getting slightly better pricing and a little bit more oomph when it comes to deliveries and whatnot. We did finish up probably 90% of it, all the classrooms, the main offices, all the admin spaces, cafeteria, I think gymnasium's done. We spent an hour yesterday with Susan and her team on special ed and the intensive learning areas. We have probably at least one more meeting to go with that.
We discussed this last night, her and I looked briefly prior to the city council meeting. So and that was basically her assessment, that was that the meeting went well, and I mentioned to Greg earlier that the staff had some good input, and they thought that everything was headed in the right direction.
Yeah, Susan, I give her great kudos. She's really good at organizing, getting people at the table, getting opinion, and then getting everyone to agree, which is what we don't often get with furniture. We often get everybody saying, I want that chair, I want that chair. Susan's been very helpful in that. There will be a change order that we're going to have to issue for the first phase and a change that we'll make in the second and third phase. The special ed classrooms want the file cabinets mounted to the walls, attached to the walls, so they can't be pulled over. Typically, they're heavy enough base where they can't be pulled over, but abundance of caution. A couple of some blocking the walls, a couple of screws, and we're done.
Yeah.
So you guys can expect that change order. If you don't see it, please bug me about it, because that came out of yesterday's meeting. And so we'll continue on, and it's probably not going to be a lot of stuff to get through to get approval, but it's going to be a little bit more of us talking at that night, because it was going to be like, here's a chair, do you want that chair? Okay, approve that chair type of thing. And those documents end up, you're buying thousands of pieces of furniture, but it might be several dozen varieties. And it's where it gets complicated is you get different sized chair and those type of things. So
Yeah, from my point of view on this is, I mean, obviously what the staff there want.
Right.
Priority, generally speaking. So I'm certainly not going to make a decision for them.
Yeah.
I'm speaking for myself here.
Just out of curiosity, because it's too small for me to read. The top box,
Mhm.
block, the bottom, no, it's that middle round.
Oh, those are just representative issues, photos.
It's a wobble stool.
It's a wobble stool.
They're very useful.
15-inch tall wobble stool for half moon activity table.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no, I wasn't,
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
They allow you to fidget in a controlled manner
okay.
while still working.
There are a number of different stools that do that. We use that one because most educators know it. Down here, the educators chose a different moving stool than that one.
Okay.
So, those we like. The problem that they have is they're very light and they throw very well.
I had wooden chairs and Sister Lidwin with a ruler. So I was-
No, I just didn't know what it was.
It looks like a piece.
Yeah, it's
And
just,
that's, yeah.
I'm still traumatized.
Second phase, as Mike said, we're working with Dan's group and moving through your next slide there, Mike. So OGA review for the first phase went in on the 17th. I'll let Dan tell you how that's going. And that is currently up to bid. The second phase, next slide, is was delivered to cost estimators on the 27th, and we'll reconcile those estimates next week. And that would get us into the meeting that Mike was discussing before to get that approval and get into the state. And we are set for December 4th.
Yes.
On both of those phases. So we'll be having a lot to do with Hartford in December and January.
The best.
And next slide is teachers in Huntington. Next slide there, we just got the contract back today. So we're set on that. We'll start setting up some programming on that. Since that is a middle school, we have programmed all the elementary schools to death. We'll work with Susan and get middle school programming team together and start with that. We have a educational consultant we're bringing in who was a middle school teacher and a principal and a superintendent and has worked with us and just adores the middle school age range. So there's definitely something wrong with him, but he's going to come down and and work with us on taking what Mike's educational consultant set up for the ed spec and turn it into a building program. So I believe that's it.
It's like a,
Thanks.
thank you.
no, I mean,
I'll go back.
We got John. Let's some stuff up there. Yeah, most of it.
Cindy's on. Oh,
Cindy's on now?
yeah,
Andy has joined.
We're gonna do Stanton first, I think. Since I got it up.
That's not it.
That's not it, that's not the one you want. Hang on, I got, it. That's the one I downloaded, sorry.
No, it should be on.
Yeah. No, I downloaded it, and I just gotta get to the folder. Come on, you little brother, get over here. I'm just opening them all up.
here we go, it's in the pictures.
Just put it up here so I can share it, or. You know, I gotta go do the share thing first. Oh, yeah.
Excellent, thank you. Share some photographs from you. First aerial photograph that's hot off the press. I received that this morning. The roofing subcontractor
Holy man.
actually had a drone company photograph the project for their own progress, and he was kind enough to share the photo with me.
That is a.
Another photo showing the progress of Stanton. The last month have been slab heavy, a lot of slab on grade poured. My photos kind of focus on that. It all starts with the filter fabric and crushed stone, followed by rigid insulation on the left-hand side, and then on top of the rigid is our vapor barrier. The yellow Stego vapor barrier gets installed, followed by reinforcing. All the Stego is sealed, all penetrations, all laps are sealed with the red tape. And then the wire fabric goes down, installed on bricks. And then we place the concrete. All slab on grades were completed in the building and A and B this last month. Go ahead. There's the finishing crew. Big operation.
Moving that sucker down.
Slab on grade's a little bit different. We do saw cut control joints in the concrete slab. When it's on grade, the deck does not get any controls joints.
All right.
And then lastly, it's covered with curing paper, and that paper stays in place for at least 7 days before it's removed. So just to reflect on the, go ahead, the mechanical rooftop units are also placed on a concrete pad at each one of them. So on the left-hand side, you can see we're prepped for that concrete pad, and the screen wall bracing is also reflected in that photo. And there's the crew placing those pads. So four of those pads were placed over the last month also.
Ooh, you pump it up there?
We pump it up. So slab placement number one, that's the second floor. Suspended slab was placed on the October 15th and 16th, I believe it was.
Mhm.
Couple weeks later, we came back and placed the mirror image of that on grade. Go ahead. Placement number two, A and B. And then most recently was 3. So the only thing that's remaining was the orange section, area C is the only sections that remain. We started framing our exterior walls. Go ahead. After they're framed, they're sheathed, and then the wood blocking trims out the windows. And then that is followed by the air and vapor barrier. So that's the lower east side of area A completed, at least sheathed and blocking and vapor barrier install in progress. That is the north side of the building, area A. And roof installation proceeded. Area A and B roof was installed. You can see the built up assembly right there. 2 layers of insulation, screwed down, Den's deck, and then the membrane, all on top of a vapor barrier. And that is area A. And again, the steel in the picture is the screen walls, the framing for the screen walls that'll screen the rooftop units.
What's the anticipated lifetime of the roof?
It's a 30-year roof. So the
bonds paid off.
So the photo does show progress. So the long skinny white area, the roof was complete. The lower area on your left is in progress. That'll be done by the end of this week. And then just area C remains. And then area C, MEP rough-in on the second floor, area A, a lot of hangers in place, conduit in place. That's proceeding nicely. And that is the current condition of area C, the gymnasium. We have one more crane day tomorrow for the roof frames on area above the gymnasium, and probably another week to finish the detailing, welding, and final connections on area C. Again, just another shot of the area C. Project remains on schedule. We're racing to the finish to get the school completed so the school can move into it at the next school year. And then the only other update, there really isn't an update on the switch gear. It remains a late March ship date, and we're still trying to press in manufacturing to move that up a couple of weeks. Questions?
Questions? We're done.
One for the board up again.
That's the monthly report. So yeah, we'll do the
Do this first?
Yeah.
Maybe can ask the And that down. Lou. Try not to skip too many of these anymore. I've got too many. Who's this?
That is.
That's not his? Oh, this one? The Randy? Bad throw. We're gonna kill it.
You need,
I don't have the same armor. Sure. Oh, let me find that. Sucker. Where are you?
They can't get the strength.
You're not worried about the.
It should, but sometimes it gives you that question with an option on as far as whether you want to open the damn file or not. There we go. There we go. Screen presentation of finished blasting screen presentation. There we go. That is?
Yep, that's it. It's just a PDF file, so it's not.
Yeah, that's okay. And it. Should be got that. And we're good.
Good to go. All right, so update on Greenville. I've got a photo deck here with some dates so you can really follow along the progress as we're going. We have some much more exciting photos today, not with rocks and dirt. So I'm excited to share these with you guys. This is just the start of setting up the building pad. So the right side of the, or the left side of there is
Excuse
golden.
me, Mark, you're not
Yeah.
sharing.
It's not sharing?
No.
All right, hang on. Let me just do this. And. You see it now?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, so where you see the roller here, that's kind of where building B, area B and area A come together and the building footprint. Up to the top of the screen is where you'll have your retaining walls going in. This is October 24th, shortly after our last meeting. Next. October 29th, same area, just a different angle of view here. So this is again, area A, area B is that way, area C is this way. Starting to put some stone down there to build up the subgrade for the building pad. November 1st, we have rebar delivery for concrete in area A, which is great. And since then, we also have received area B and area C is forthcoming in the next week or two. So we'll have all rebar on site for A, B, and C foundations. And A, B, and C make up your entire lower level building. We call it area D is up top with the gymnasium. So here we have excavation for footings. This is the 8 and 9 column line in building B. So from south to north, Golden Street's at the top of your screen. This is on November 4th. We've got the sheep's foot compaction roller in the hole. And next photo, we have a couple more that show progress there. So same day, again, different point of view. That's the hole right here that we were just looking at up close. So this is from up where area D is going to be. You can see more of the building pad being established as they're working their way out here with the rock crushing activity down below. And that's all going to get shipped up top to the top of the site. Next. We have our mock-up framing, which was ongoing November 5th. At this point, this is now completed with sheathing on it. And we are working on getting the mason to come in to do his portion of the mock-up. So thought it'd be nice to see some framing on site. November 6th here, same hole we've been looking at, just a different point of view. So now Golden Street's at the bottom of the screen here. We got formwork going in the hole.
yeah, what?
Formwork.
For the footings, concrete footings.
Yeah.
November 7th, now jump all the way to the top of the site. We're looking at Boswell Street over there. We've got the drill rig and the explosive powder truck filling the holes over here, getting ready for a blast. Next photo. Same day, just looking backwards in the same location here, you see another drill rig heading down the property line to blast out some of that rock over there. Photo. Now we're on November 10th. You can see we got the big rock face here on the top of the screen. So now we're on the north side of the building footprint. Layout for footings in place. They have the stone subgrade in there, and they'll start forming right on top of that after they compact it. Another look at the formwork here, looking at the rebar. You can see the rebar is getting placed. We have some cages coming up where the column footings are for structural steel. And this is November 13th, again in that same area, just an up close shot. So Golden Street's to your right, and area A is to the left of this shot. November 14th, looking at the site from halfway up the hill. We've got area B that goes out towards Golden Street. We've got, it's hard to see in the photo, but on both sides, we have both sides of that building footprint opened up, formwork going in the hole. And it's opened up around the corner where the loading dock is over here. And it's starting to come down that north side, heading towards area C. So that was November 14th, right? This is November 18th, a drone shot. So this was this morning. I don't know if you can drag this out of the way, Mark, so we can get a good look at that. You might be able to just click and drag it. I think it might go.
I try not to click on it.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So this is right above the building footprint. Golden Street's here to the right. Area B, like I said, we had both of these sites opened up on the 14th. You can see all the formwork in the hole. We're coming down area C. You can see the whole building footprint down below here. Area A is over here. We're not quite connected yet, but we're making our way. You can see just how much formwork's gone in the hole all the way around. We've got the loading dock at the top of the screen, and we're excavating out for wall 4C as well as we come this way, which is up against the rock face that you guys have seen. So I thought this was a very impressive photo to share with you guys, really get a sense of where that building's going to sit, how we're making progress on site. It's been a lot of drilling, blasting, rock crushing. So we're getting excited that we're going to have some concrete on site here in the next couple of weeks, first week of December. And that's my last photo for today. Any questions on any of that? I do want to touch on the schedule if there's no questions here about it.
Is that the photos? Finished blasting tonight?
Yeah, it's part of the packet too. You can bring it up. Just a general discussion to expand on what Mike mentioned to start the meeting. We have been in conversations with CSG, the design team, reviewing the schedule for a few reasons. We've had the additional pre-blast survey time at the beginning of the job. So there was a 35-day added duration for that. We've had the blasting activity, which is also extended an additional 30 days. So we are now working together, trying to reconcile those two delays with activities and work out contractor PCOs that have been submitted for additional time. Due to that, you push out some activities, you might incur a wage rate increase if their work now goes past a certain day when the union rates go up. So we're reviewing all that, trying to work creatively to address contractors' concerns. We also are working through winter conditions for concrete, which is highly variable depending on the weather.
Questionable money to put concrete in during the winter.
Yeah. So, if we have a mild winter, it can be not so much of a cost, but if we have a bad winter, you're fighting the weather. So we're working together, trying to establish kind of an allowance potentially to work against as winter weather either comes or doesn't come, and we have extra labor that comes with that, whether you're heating the concrete, you're putting blankets on the concrete to keep it warm. all types of stuff. So I wanted to bring that up so you guys understand that we are reviewing a couple things that have happened that have pushed out the end date of the schedule. We're currently sitting at March 24th, I think, based on this schedule. This is the last one we've reviewed with CSG and the design team. So this is, I would not call this official. We are working on bettering this, potentially resequencing some things, potentially working premium time on Saturdays to, get time back into the schedule to move that date back closer to where we started. So I hope I explained that okay. Are there questions on that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is, gonna be something we're gonna have to, some of us gonna have to talk about offline and, figure out, where we're going once we get when we get some real numbers, that we can present to the committee,
Yeah, we did want to at least notify
Yeah,
the
so
committee of.
obviously, there's something we're gonna be talking about down the road, about some of these delays and additional costs and stuff, so. Mike will be working, with us on that. Anything else?
Questions, comments? That's all.
Just when, we're still blasting.
Yes,
Or that-
yes, I did want to bring that up too. So
Okay.
I know last meeting I said we were stopping on the 7th. So that changed in coordination kind of with the schedule. We continued that to the end of the month because we are very close to being finished up at the Boswell.
Boswell Ave.
Street, Boswell Ave.
Yeah.
Getting out of that corridor there with all the blasting, which will open up more work for us as far as the utilities go, because that's where most of them come in
Okay.
from the street. So rather than us mechanically removing that rock, which would mean pole ramming rock, which is a very loud thing to do with an excavator. The houses are very close there. So, we were going down a path where we were going to do that. And then kind of last minute, we changed that in coordination with everyone. We thought it was best for the city, the residents over there. There were a lot of factors at play, but finishing the blasting will help us with the utility work. And we have opened up, as you saw, almost all of the building footprint to this point. So we're getting everything ready for when blasting stops, we can just dump as much concrete as we possibly can into that formwork in one day for the footings and then keep falling back on walls. So we're hoping to be more efficient with some of our other activities by finishing the blasting.
So you're anticipating it by the end of this month?
By the end of this month, we will definitely be done. There will be no more after this month.
Okay.
December 1st, we already have will calls in for concrete for that week.
Okay.
So. Thank you for bringing that up, because I did
Yeah,
want
that's
to
okay.
touch on that. Right,
Any other questions?
thank you.
If you're in none, we will move on.
Maybe on that back wall here, if you don't mind.
Oh.
We'll see what-
All right, Dan, you here? You're up. Owen G. Yeah, let me, which one you want?
We can go over the half by 11.
No, I got the file set up for you.
Yes.
I just want to make sure it's up to share. Okay, let's roll.
Okay, as my predecessors have mentioned, the phase 1 project is out on the street. Bid collection is next week on Tuesday. We did have
Phase 2.
phase 1 electrical.
Oh, the electrical, okay.
Right, that's what's on the street now. We solicited hard. We got pretty good feedback from the trade base. As of Friday, I had 7 maybes and at least 4 yeses as far as I will be getting bids on Tuesday. So that moved ahead as planned. The other activities, we've been working hard on the documents now that we received the 95% CDs, estimating RFIs, constructability reviews, and the field teams and I are putting together the project schedules. The other item in phase two is the logistics and the temporary bus drop-off area and parent drop-off patterns. We did meet with SLR in the past month. Came together with my rough sketches. SLR put their engineering touch on that to confirm turning radiuses and egress paths. And delivered those drawings back to me on Friday. So now I'm working on the last of the logistics plans, which are your occupancy in the fall of 2027 through completion of the project in 2028. So working again on the phase two front end documents and moving ahead to the PCR. I went back and looked at what Laurel had handed me back in June, and we were scheduling a PCR at that point on 12/2. So the fact that we're on OGA schedule for 12/4 is a testament to all the pieces falling in place. As I look at the construction schedule items, very little change month to month. I'm just simply updating information for tasks that have occurred over the course of the time here, and the process is moving ahead as planned. And I think a shout out goes to the DRA team in their local approval process and getting the documents to us on time, and us being in the process we are now, moving through the estimate and constructabilities. So I don't have much more to add. I mean, I think our teams are, explaining what we've done with Mike and Greg have already really described it.
And when you're last, it's kind of tough in there. It's the point already.
So, and there's not very many activities left with the submission of the SW, the stormwater pollution plan. That's really the last activity ahead of PCR. Once we get to PCR, I've carried still almost a 2-month duration for the OGA review and approval and preparation to go out to bid. Hoping we improve on that, but if we don't, we are still on time to hit the street. Get our early packages or our critical path packages for site work, concrete, structural steel, electrical, bought and letters of intent issued in order to hit the ground on April 1st.
So just what kind of progress are we making? Especially with the Yonkers site, I'm concerned, as far as logistics go.
Mhm.
So what kind of progress are we making there as far as,
So the drawings that, I came up with as far as where the bus loop and where the parent drop-off configurations are going to be, after sharing that with CSG and then again, meeting with SLR, my rough drawings and the turning radiuses that I had conceived of, they concurred with slight modifications, slightly bigger bus loop configuration, but they're now laid out on a plan. We do have, separation, which is perfect for me. We have trade traffic leaving out still again on the Allen side, and staff and buses coming in from the existing Elizabeth side. So it came together.
Okay.
Last piece of the puzzle is we'll confirm lighting on the egress paths to get from that parking area to the building. And then, there's a big part of our big package.
do we have a plan for trade parking and stuff once we,
For when we're in phase, when we're at that long-term phase. Yeah, the area of the building at Uncas and the existing parking area is kind of sandwiched between your south entrance and your north entrance will be what trades are confined to.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not a lot of, Uncas has a very tight site.
yes,
Trade contractor parking is
why I'm
an
asking,
issue.
why I'm asking the question.
Yep, we'll, it's not our first time that the trades will be advised that they only get 2 vehicles on property per trade. And then the rest have to park off campus and shuttle in.
Okay.
That's how Uncas works. Moriarty has a little more land and there is an available parking area in
I kind of figured that would be.
We'll be also presenting these site logistics plans now that they're final to the administrators in each elected school, just for
Okay.
their input.
Yeah, I would assume that'd be the case, but, no, I probably shouldn't assume. Yeah, so, Yeah, obviously Uncas for me is the biggest consideration because it's gonna cause the most difficulty because of the tightness of the site. So.
We're also making provisions to not have an OPM field office on the Uncas site. We'll probably run it all out of Moriarty just because of the site constraints.
Okay.
We kind of felt that we can get a slightly bigger trailer than what we have standing in Greenville at the Moriarty site. We can house all of our staff over there, and then
Have we considered approaching the state about, the property? the
Uncas
border
and
properties?
Thames.
Yeah,
we haven't, to try to add anything like that, I think maybe logistically, maybe parking, maybe something we may.
yeah, that would be the only thing I would think that,
Yeah,
might be possible.
yeah.
All right, I just wanted
Yeah.
to mention it and there's a.
We were contemplating the same thing, trade contractor parking in those lots and then they could shuttle.
Yeah,
One of the problems you run into is it's state property, you have some logistical hurdles.
Yep.
Bureaucratic hurdles to
Yep.
make sure that people. And then when they are in those type of parking lots, if they're not the neatest or cleanest, there's a cleanup responsibility.
we
that
know some
follows.
people. Oh, we'll see. But, yeah, how that stuff goes. All right, good. Anything else?
Just on the 25th, we'll get these bids, on Wednesday morning. I will publish the bid results. If anybody wants them later in the afternoon on Tuesday, Mike will have them.
I guess the only other question mark, and I didn't really put it in my update, I don't think Dan touched upon it. That special building committee meeting, which is later in the agenda to discuss. Is there any potential to do a GMP approval for the early phase packages that night? Or,
If we got numbers.
yeah,
And we can get them out to the committee ahead of time.
Yeah.
Then I don't have an issue with taking that up as part of the.
yeah, so it bids on,
But I don't wanna be doing this last minute.
no, it won't be last minute. That bids on the
That's Tuesday, the
The
25th.
25th,
and
so
we're
it
talking
should-
about, 3 days or 4
Dan's
days.
setting it up in a way that he'll have all the scope reviews done. And then the finalized estimate and partial GMP could be ready for the second.
If the GMP itself is not
Yeah.
fully developed, we will have and potentially would add for the
Yeah.
approval to award
I'll be the only.
the appearance.
All right, like I said, though, we were just, personally, I just want that, and any items there, I just want them out ahead of time, that's all.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking the GMP, you might want to let it rest and just award the trade package. Or authorize us to release
Oh, yeah,
the
Yeah, you
electrical
have to do
trade.
GMP, you're doing that trade package for the first phase. So what?
well, yeah, but there'll be a GMP for phase one.
Yeah, you still need
Yeah,
the
the
GMP, you still need the GMP approval,
And then that'll be the first amendment, then the second phase to the amendment too.
yeah, you still need the GMP approval though. before-
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
All right.
If you're comfortable releasing O and G to release the trade ahead of the GMP, then you get a chance to read the GMP and not feel pressured. On it.
Yeah, I mean, either or, if we're ready, we could bring the whole package, I think.
Yeah, there's not much to it.
Yeah.
It's a simple package. There's not
Yeah.
many qualifications.
I would rather get everything, I's dotted, T's crossed.
Oh, no, it'll be, I's will be dotted and T's will be crossed for
No.
the second, there's more, should be more than enough time, Lawrence. If you count Friday, the first, on the first. Yeah.
Boy, Dan's gonna be, have turkey in one hand, spreadsheets in the next,
She was just gonna bring things and throw it.
Hurt. All right. Anything else for O and G? Any other questions? Yes,
Don't look too far.
I am a little concerned with that one aspect.
We have gotten. What are we up to there? 90+ spaces.
Currently, we're at 92 stalls at Uncas and 104 at Moriarty.
This is during construction, so like at the worst part of construction, when the old building still stands and the new one is there. So I think each building is scheduled for 130-ish. spaces.
Ultimately, yes.
Yeah, in the final orientation, it's basically 130 spaces, handicap, EV charging spaces, general parking space total. So we're hopeful that when we go meet with the Uncas staff, with the 93 that we're providing temporarily until the parking is finally available, will be sufficient.
All right,
Yeah. Sure.
all right, next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Invoices for Stanton, Greenville, Uncas, and Moriarty at this point. Soon to be teachers and and the other Huntington, yeah, I'm all right. Sheesh. Yeah, when I started this project, I knew we were gonna get to this point where we're gonna have all this stuff going. But when you actually get down to it, we have a lot of fire, a lot of irons in the fire here, and it's getting complicated. All right. With that said, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda
So,
by Sheila Hayes? Is there a second?
I'll do it.
Greg Velocity for the second. All right. Any discussion on the consent agenda? Hearing none. Let's go online. Joe DeLucia,
Yes.
Cindy Beauregard.
Yes.
Is Stacy still with us?
Yes,
I
I
don't-
am.
Yeah, okay, Stacy, on the consent agenda.
Yes.
Thank you. Greg,
Yes.
Sheila,
yes,
Peter. Yes. Bill. Yes. And myself, yes.
I vote yes too, Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry, Peter. I brother. Sorry, Peter. Thank you. I didn't see, I was going by the names there and I didn't see you up there. Thank you. So it's unanimous. I think we're 9-0 then. With Cindy here. Any okay. Item 6, discussion and possible scheduling of special building committee meeting. Okay, we talked about this already a little bit. Like I said, I don't have a problem with doing the first. I think we can do that on Zoom. So I just put a note in here. Think do the regular time, the 6:30 time. Is that all right with everybody? So we'll plan on a special for 6:30 on the 1st of December. And that will be a virtual only meeting. So, and we'll do it that way, so people can take care of babies or whatever else.
You know, leftovers.
If
there's any left.
So,
I will,
and I will tell you, turkey grinders at Pasta Fresca are huge right after Thanksgiving, and do not ask me why. I have no idea. It's crazy. So,
I'll work with Mark Lulos to get the second meetings. Well,
okay, so yeah, that you can do, and then we'll set this up. We'll talk offline as far as an agenda goes.
Yeah.
And we'll get it, whatever we need to do, whatever we can get done in that meeting, let's get done. If we're ready to go, we'll move forward. Because like I said, none of this is gonna be, the more we can get off our plate at any one time, it'll make it that much easier.
I mean, I guess to that note too, we could even approve change orders if we have anything urgent.
If we have anything, like I said, again, if we get the information out to the committee members ahead of time
Yeah.
and stuff, I have no issue
Yeah.
throwing anything, but again, with a special meeting, you can't bring up anything
Yeah.
that's not on the agenda,
Yeah.
so it has to be on the agenda. All right, so that's the situation pretty much settled. Okay, action items affecting costs.
There you go.
oh, sorry, just.
Good.
So your agenda has to go to City Hall on Wednesday.
Something like that, right?
Well, City Hall, are they open Friday? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. As soon as we have a agenda settled, but
Just saying.
if I can set the agenda early and then, I can post the agenda early and then send us information out if that's the way I gotta do it, but it's not the way.
I should be able as soon as we get the bids back. It should be a couple days after we get the bids back, once I touch base with Dan, like, the items that were really needed for the meeting were the approval of the final plans. Specs and cost estimate for Uncas and Moriarty, I could build that agenda now.
What's the? this
That's
is-
for item 7.
More stuff. Oh,
I like it in Sweden.
So, yeah, so you're gonna put the Wednesday deadline.
we'll figure it out. We haven't missed one yet. Items impacting project costs, Mike? I see. Let me get this up.
I know, right, that's not good when you're.
This has
No,
some
I
weight
think
to it.
it's, I included all of that, well, not all of it, but most of it.
You saved that
Like
printing
a-
for the first one and made up right here.
Yeah,
You're taking your.
no, I mean, I don't, it's difficult to be able to tell the whole story without all the information.
It's taking.
Yeah, no, I'm not. When I was printing it, I'm like, this thing's gonna be 60 pages, and then I didn't print the individual proposals to avoid the other 40 pages there were.
Why is this one be all blurry?
I'm not saying it.
Why is this being? Idiotic?
No, it is. No.
How come I can't see this? There we go. All right, Mike, go.
The ones for the first phase, Greenville, Stanton are just the PCOs that were approved this month.
Why don't you come up here, Mike?
Yeah, it's gonna be a joint presentation of this, so. For the first phase, it 3 PCOs that were approved during this month's cycle from the last building committee to now. One of which was we finally got the final cost for the ad alternate that was approved at the GMP signing time. For alternate number 2 for Greenville for the digital sign. The total value came in at $96,856. PCO number 8 was to add receptacles in the music room A202. I believe those added receptacles were for keyboards or some piece of electronic equipment. Same thing that we had already authorized for Stanton. PCO number 22 is the relocation of a manhole 46A and storm piping modifications. The reason that this change order went in, I believe, was to enable work to happen for the new building so that we could tie the storm drains into the storm drain system and then complete the work, the demolition work. Is that correct? Okay. I don't write these things or generate them, so it's tough. Phase 2 gets a little bit more complicated, so for Moriarty, there's a CSG allowance usage number 3. That's for the independent code and ADA review for the building department. So we hire an independent consultant to come out and do the independent code review on behalf of the building department. So this is for an ADA review and independent code review of the drawings. With Connecticut code consultants. Ultimately, we solicited to 3 different firms for this work. It was Connecticut code consultants for Stieg Associates and Raymond Stedward, who came at a recommendation from the building committee. After the individual item in the packet, you'll see the bid breakdown that we received. Connecticut code consultants was the low bidder at $15,000 for the building code review and $5,000 for the ADA code review. Uncas, same thing, independent code review and ADA review. However, rather than it being an allowance usage, it'll be a contract amendment to CSG. If you recall, the values that we had included within the RFP for the multi-vista documentation software was returned to the through a contract amendment for an allowance for additional services.
Okay.
Uncas did not have this requirement within the RFP, so there's no allowance on that project. So essentially what we're looking for is a contract amendment in the amount of 23,000. It's the 15,000 to 5,000 with a 15% markup on them. Then at Moriarty, we have also solicited engineering firms to do what's called a threshold peer review. Because of the square footage of this building by the state building code, it's a threshold building, which then prompts a independent engineering review of the structural engineer's drawings for the building. And basically what he does is he goes through all the calculations and structural drawings that the project team's structural engineer SKF provided, and then he validates all the calculations to ensure that they're correct and in accordance with the building code. Well, the structural analysis is in accordance with what it needs to be to support the building. Both of these requirements for both independent code review and ADA review were done for both Stanton and Greenville, so this is no different than what we did for those projects as well. And then the final item on here is for phase 3. It's another item for CSG. It's an allowance usage that's going to go against the Moriarty project. So now understand, when we hired MP Planning Group to do the original demographic update that we needed to support the elementary school enrollment, when we went after Moriarty and Uncas, we issued them a contract to do that work. Ultimately, when we submitted the grant application for teachers middle school, there's only 2 middle schools. Basically, what we did was we took the total enrollment for the district, figured out what was going to be at Kelly, and the rest was going to be what was going to go to teachers. The state, per the statutes, require that an individual school by school enrollment report is completed for each of the middle schools. So while the theory that we were, or method we were using was correct on a macro scale, we needed to fulfill the requirement with the state. So we hired MP Planning Group to come back, do a specific 8-year enrollment projection for Kelly and an 8-year enrollment projection for teachers to fulfill the grant requirements. And that's where this, it was a $2,000 cost from MP Planning Group with then 15% markup on it as well for CSG.
So is there any difference in what the what's planned for teacher space allocated?
No, nope. We, the highest 8-year projection was 425 when the enrollment report got done. Initially, it came in a little lower, and I went through the whole exercise with MP Planning Group, and, you know, we talked about everything that had happened, and then eventually he went back, looked at the numbers again, and then the numbers were where they needed to, were right where they needed to be.
425.
425, yes.
All right, so the rest of the documents you have here are all just the actual.
They're all the backup documents that explain everything.
Any questions? Questions? All right, what do you need from us tonight?
Motion.
Motions for probably the 8 items, and then or you could do them all as a single item, I guess. I don't know how that works.
Generally do them in the case.
Yeah, I'd rather have, rather do it,
Individually.
no, we can do it by phase. Just bring the page up again. So. All right, let's, we could do it by school. I think it'd be better by school. Just for the sake of the, you know, we're start talking about the grant stuff and whatever, so.
You do by number.
Yeah, so let's, the PCO, we'll do it by PCO number and school, we group them that way. So in this case, the first motion will be for Greenville, PCO number 13 and PCO number 8. in the amounts of $96,856 and $4,617
So moved.
respectively. By Sheila Hayes, is there a second? By Peter Procco. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, hang on, I'm just gonna go back to get the look of everybody here. You gotta, you know what, I need to see participants. All right, Peter Gauthier,
Yes.
Cindy Beauregard,
Yes.
Joe DeLucia,
Yes.
Stacy? You still here? This thing went,
I think if you hit got it, it'll show you the
Okay.
whole list.
oh, there's,
Yeah, that's Stacy there.
Or maybe.
yeah, she's still there.
It's full of it.
Yeah, it should probably, I'm sure she's busy. Like driving. Greg,
Yes.
Sheila,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
myself, yes. So we'll go 8-0 with one not voting. Right. Yeah. Hang on. So then the other, so we got one for Stanton there, PCO number 22, relocation of the MH46A storm piping modifications, $20,354. Could I get a motion, please?
So moved.
By Sheila Hayes. Is there a second? By Peter Procco. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none. Peter Gauthier,
Yes.
Joe DeLucia,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Stacy, if you're back. If not, Greg,
Yes.
Sheila,
Yes.
Peter,
Yeah.
Bill,
Yes.
myself, yes, 8-0. One not voting. We have two for Moriarty, CSG allowance. Independent code and ADA review, 23,000.
Bless you.
One.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know, so
Oh.
the first one, number 4. Is I'm just doing it by schools, Moriarty, and then Moriarty structural peer review, Michael Horton Associates for $8,500.
So.
So moved by Sheila Hayes. Is there a second? Peter Procco. Any discussion? Hearing none. Joe DeLucia,
Yes.
Cindy Beauregard,
Yes.
Peter Gauthier,
Yes.
Stacy, if you're back. If not, Greg,
Yes.
Sheila,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
myself, yes. 8-0, one not voting. CSG contract amendment number 1, independent code and ADA review for $23,000, and number 7, Uncas structural peer review, Michael Horton Associates, $8,500. Could I get a motion, please?
So moved.
By Sheila Hayes, second by Peter Procco. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Joe DeLucia,
Yes.
Peter Gauthier,
Yes.
Cindy Beauregard,
Yes.
Stacy, if you're with us. Hearing none. Greg,
Yes.
Sheila,
Yes.
Peter, Bill,
Yes.
myself, yes. 8-0, one not voting. I think we got the one for teachers. Allowance usage number 4, CSG middle school demographic update, $2,300, which was explained in great detail.
So moved.
By Sheila Hayes, second by Peter Procco. Any discussion on that? Hearing none. Joe DeLucia,
Yes.
Peter Gauthier,
Yes.
Cindy Beauregard,
Yes.
Stacy, Greg,
Yes.
Sheila,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
myself, yes. 8-0, one not voting. And I think that concludes our PCOs. Change orders.
Thank you.
Schedule.
All right. I will tell you, that meeting schedule was the biggest cluster I've had to deal with in quite a while. All right, so.
You've never been on lunch duty before that.
Well, guess what? I have been
Oh, okay.
in a prison.
Understood.
So.
That's nothing.
Which is much.
Yeah, you put the thing.
Much similar, which is very similar.
No.
But they-
It's more difficult.
But I got to carry pepper spray.
I carry ketchup packets.
Okay. So anyway. To distract them, that's it.
Yeah.
They think it's blood.
It's low ketchup.
So the latest version I sent out, we should be good with. So the biggest problem was getting space, believe it or not, and not interfering with some of the other things going on here. So I think we did, I don't have it in front of me. So January, we obviously had I think we moved, I can't remember, did I move them to both within the next week?
Yeah, so, yeah, they're the.
Fourth
they're-
Tuesday.
Fourth Tuesday, sorry,
Right.
yep. And then, October 20th, you
Right.
had to change to room 319.
Correct.
Regular.
Because of the voting, early voting. So we'll be doing a week late on January and February. So we want to consider that when as we're setting schedule for stuff, we may need to do a special at some point, that's fine, if necessary. We'd like to avoid it, but hey, what are we gonna do? And then in October, it'll be the same day, just a different room. So we should be okay. Because also that now. It seems every year that we've had something happen, like today, for instance, where, there's some kind of complication, and that may happen, but for right now, this is about the best we can do, so. Any questions about that? All right, if you haven't gotten, if you think you don't have the meeting schedule correct, let me know, I'll get you an up-to-date copy. Is there anything else we need to talk about tonight?
I have something.
Go ahead, Joe.
That's really not for discussion. I just want to say that, to the design team and the construction teams and Mike and Jim, and everybody involved, you're doing a great job. I'm so very happy with the progress that we saw tonight. You're really coming through for the city, and I just wanted you to hear that from me.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
I pretty much feel the same way. It's it's a struggle. Obviously stuff happens. We still have some challenges to overcome, and there's some opportunities for improvement, as they like to say in the corporate environment. But I think Greenville obviously is a challenge, so knew that going in, and but I see the progress there now, and I was getting kind of nervous. And when I start seeing stuff, the forms and the concrete getting ready, I'm going, yeah, baby, now we're talking. So we'll get, before you know it, we'll have structural steel going up and everything else. So, it'll look like we're actually doing something other than breaking rocks. So, I'm looking forward to that. So anything else for the committee? Yeah, that's, everyone, happy to,
Whatever you celebrate,
yeah, well, most people will be celebrating Thanksgiving, I would
but
think,
not everybody thinks it is Thanksgiving.
yeah, so, or whatever you got going on, so again, everyone be safe. And, we'll see you again at the next meeting. Motion,
December 1st.
December 1st, we'll see you, December 1st.
And I'll give a motion.
Motion to adjourn by Craig Dawson.
Come on 1 second.
All in favor, Joe DeLucia.
Yes.
Okay, Peter Gauthier,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Thank you, Cindy Beauregard. Cindy,
Cindy, let me go.
I'm gonna skip you, Cindy. Hey,
Yes.
Sheila. Peter, yes. Bill?
Yes.
Myself, yes.
I'm sorry. Yes, Cindy.
All right, we stand adjourned at 7:56.